York Jets taking on the Las Vegas Raiders.
Well, we have a cold night in the Northeast. A bad evening to be without a parka, but we are set for football at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Offense in the midst of a perfect season. They get their first possession here. They go with Washington to begin the drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The numbers for Washington in last week's contest, just downright unbelievable. I mean, when you amass that many yards, I don't know what else to say.
Personally, I thought it was a game for the ages for him. Ripped off some long runs in that contest, didn't he?
He did indeed. Some very long runs, and that total, scary. And this is going to be a Raiders first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
How about that run? Picks up a first down. Note the enthusiasm in my voice. Remember, last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I think he's trying to get another one in the fold.
And you talked, watching film, a lot about his form and just hitting the hole, running north and south, as we like to say. And I think he's been doing that a lot recently.
Squaring those shoulders and getting downhill.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 42. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Washington gets it going right. Oh, nice move. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 40 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. Now on first down, it's Washington again. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 10 more there and another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard. Up the middle they go, Washington. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Washington. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. It may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books. But it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd. Right back to Washington. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Now a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Cox. And this incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun, Cox. And that will be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. They'll start the drive with Washington. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. Looking to throw. Cox. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a run up the middle with Washington. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Here's Cox on 1st and 10. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we're past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game, we skip halftime to get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter. So here are the Raiders now to take over. They've got the lead yet again in this ball game with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. On 1st, here's Washington. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 119 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Staying on the ground with Washington. They find some open field here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 24 yards the gain there. Another 1st down as well.
All right, I've got to be careful here. All right, he's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his speed as far as he's concerned.
What he's saying, I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the plus side of 30, you don't know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely, still got a lot of life left in those legs. On 2nd down, Washington. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Washington on 3rd and short. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Trying to pound it in with Washington. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Raiders take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. They go play action here on 1st down. That's laid out deep for Rice. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. On the give, this is Washington. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. They run from the shotgun with Washington. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas first down.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down. Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Now Cox on 1st down.
This one complete. It's Rashee Rice.
So the completion good for 7 there.
And that'll bring up 2nd down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets 36. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A handoff for Washington. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 2. Running it, Washington. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. Down inside the 20. Wow, 204 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Now Washington. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Cox from the gun on 3rd down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are able to build on to their... There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He is... They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
And this is going to be a Raiders first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. They run with Washington. And some space here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Washington. And he's going to have a Raider first down. And that should be the one that finishes the script here. Now a handoff up the middle. Washington. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away as his guys are able to extend their lead.
And that right there is a definition of a statement drive. You're in the fourth quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them?
This was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for Las Vegas, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From MetLife Stadium, good night, everybody.